like the black and white thing?
We're not in Hollywood.
Or something. Are we going? emotional extended bars. Is it gonna be your choice, sir? Let's find and see. When you feel my third degree, my third degree. the sun refused to shine, I don't mind, I don't mind. If the mountains fell in the sea, it ain't me, let it be. If all the six turned out to be 9, well, I don't mind, well, I don't mind. If all the hippies could afford their hair, well, I don't care, well, I don't care.
All right, Johnny Monster, welcome to the ProMotion Studios. Thanks for stopping by today.
Thank you very much.
You put on a great performance for us. Tell me a little bit about how you got into the blues.
Well, I grew up watching my dad play, and just at a very young age, I was introduced to Johnny Winter, and just hearing what my dad was doing, it's just always been a part of me. My mother also, very avid blues listener. You know, it's just like it's just always something that's been in my blood.
So it's just part of your pedigree.
I think so. I mean, as soon as I heard the sound, it was like I was hooked.
So your dad played blues, listened to blues a lot, and your mom as well. So you were just immersed in it from childhood.
Yeah, that and a lot of other things, but for some reason that one stuck with me.
Yeah, I mean, you've definitely got a little bit of a hard rock sound in there as well. And you were telling me that you've got a project you're working on, which is going to show kind of both sides of your style. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, what I would like to do is do like an A-side, B-side kind of thing where, the A-side is kind of this like singer-songwriter acoustic side of me, and then the second one will be the hard rock, electrified thing that everybody knows. I don't want to give too much away,
okay.
But it's going to be different. I mean, the acoustic song is definitely going to be different, but it will be with a full band, and I think it'll turn some heads compared to what I've done in the past,
Yeah, obviously, because most of your stuff has always been electric, plugged in, bluesy stuff. The acoustic, do you write more acoustic or transition to electric, or do you write more on electric, which is your preferred instrument to write on?
I guess probably the electric. I mean, I play that more than the acoustic, but I have a lot of acoustic music that really doesn't get to see the light of day because it's just harder for me to bring it to the audience, a live performance of it. Like folk music, finger picking style, like a John Fahey, Leo Kottke kind of stuff, instrumental compositions that I have. But some people know about it and most people don't, so that's okay,
Well, it's good to show that side of you, and I guess you transplanted down here from New York. You grew up in New York with your family, with your mom and dad, and you moved down here later?
Yeah, I moved down here, it'll be 5 years next week.
You said that you had toured down through here in Knoxville and Chattanooga, Memphis area, and you kind of fell in love with the area and just decided, now I want to live there?
Yeah, it was a weird thing, man. It's just I hit Knoxville, and I liked Knoxville, and then I liked Chattanooga a little better, and then I liked Memphis, and when I got home, I mean, it was something, I think the 2 tours we did might have been 2 30-day runs, but we hit a lot of places, but the first time I came through when I got home, I just knew that I was going to live in Tennessee. I just didn't know when. I had almost moved here before I actually did, but things didn't pan out. So, this is just where I feel comfortable. I like Tennessee a lot.
It's got a good vibe. It's nice and kind of laid back and chill.
It's Knoxville's a beautiful area, and the people are nice, and it's just an easier way to live. I just didn't cut it. I just couldn't cut it in New York any longer. It's like that's what I tell people is that the Hudson Valley, I made my mark in the Hudson Valley, and the Hudson Valley had made its mark on me, and it was time for me to go.
Right, okay, I feel that. So, moving down to Tennessee, did that kind of influence some of the more folk stuff that you got into, or had you already been more into that stuff?
No, I was into it already.
So it just kind of, I know it's pretty popular up in the New York area, but here, it's got its roots, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things, like my dad, I picked up a bunch of records from my dad one time, and I found this one that had a really weird cover, and it was a John Fahey record, and I said, "What is this?" And he goes, "Oh," his eyes got real big, and he said, "That's John Fahey, and I think you should listen to it, but don't be too quick to judge, because I don't know if you know any John Fahey, but it's not always the most interesting music, but it is very interesting because it's just acoustic compositions, and
it's a little on the avant-garde side, but
yeah, I mean, but he does some really nice things, and so I took my dad's advice and I put the record on, and I didn't have any judgment for it, and I just fell in love with it immediately. And then like Bob Dylan and Woody Guthrie and all that stuff, that stuff my mother listened to.
So you draw from a deep well of inspirations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From a lot of different people. I mean, I listen to pop music.
Yeah. Or like when you sit down and write, does it matter? Like, do you try to get into a vibe, like listening to specific stuff, or do you just kind of go with it? You know what you got in mind? I know you like to jam a lot with your bands too, because you have a lot of interchanging members. Does that affect the songwriting at all?
Yeah. Nobody ever plays it the way I wrote it.
Right.
But that's okay. But But I don't know, man. Whenever I write, it's like if I hear something, and it comes to me, and I just roll with it, you know. And then it's when I get with the band, then it becomes a song, or doesn't quite become a song, but it's then once we start playing it live, then it becomes a song, because then everybody kind of gets comfortable with how it goes. They know where to bring it up and bring it down to make the audience into it.
Yeah. Yeah, the dynamics and stuff, and you have a lot of really talented members that play with you anyways. And blues is a lot of improvisation, so you guys like to have a lot of fun up there. When you recruit band members, you usually look for somebody who's got a lot of like kind of improvisational chops.
I look for the ones that understand what I'm doing.
No.
And bring something to what I'm doing.
Got something to offer.
And the ones that I like, you know, like, and they like
well,
me,
yeah, you
know?
gotta spend some time with some person, yeah.
I mean, you know, I've been blessed to play with a lot of great players, like, you know, Dave and Kevin are great, and then my friend O'Neill Dover, he's a bass player in Cleveland that I played with for a long time, and I just reconnected with him. He's amazing. And, you know, Yadiet Westfield is a drummer that, I mean, he's an animal, but he's fun to play with. You know, Bobby Dean and Andy Lewis, and then even other guitar players. I mean, you know, I used to play with the Juke Joint Drifters, and they introduced me to this guy, Eric Longmire, who I just think is the greatest guitar player in Knoxville. He's phenomenal. I mean, the other guy, Blake Campbell, he's good too, but like Longmire, really, he's got something that I don't have, and a lot of people don't have, you know. But I guess every musician that you run into has something that somebody else doesn't have, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to put those pieces together, and you usually roll with kind of a three-piece, right? Does that just make it easier to put bands together? Is that like a logistic?
That's just always what I've done. I mean, I played with a keyboard player at one time, and she probably just wasn't the right keyboard player, but she just kind of kept getting in my way, and so it's just easy. You know, I've matured a lot as a player since then, but there's something about a power trio that if you can blow the walls off a place with just three people,
yeah,
you know, that there's something to be said for that. You know, not that it's makes us any better than a 7-piece band, because clearly they're gonna.
Well, makes it easier to travel and get people together too when you've got less moving parts.
Yeah,
yeah.
You know, but yeah, it's just always what I've done.
And anybody that's seen you live knows the just the energy and the vibe that you put out. You feel it. You eat, sleep, breathe this kind of stuff. It just oozes out of you. When you're doing like a solo or anything, you seem to just be transported to some place. What are you thinking about? Are you thinking about, you know, the next note, or are you just gone? You just letting it ride?
I don't know. You know, it's crazy because I think I am gone. I mean, the thing is like people always tell me how good I am, and I don't ever really know what I'm doing unless I turn around and watch a video of it. And sometimes I'm like, whoa, that was crazy. How did I do that? You know. But I think it's if I think about it, then I start making mistakes. You know, I think if I just kind of let it come out of right here, you know, through my heart, that, you know, even if I don't know where I'm going, like somehow I make it happen.
I mean, it's easy to get in your head and be critical. If you just let it go, then chances are it's going to work out.
Yeah, well, it's like a little bit like running through the woods with your eyes closed and your hands out in front of you. You know, like every once in a while you hit a branch, and then but that's okay, you know, because you can make that. You know, you just kind of shake it off and keep going. But I don't know a whole lot about I don't really know a whole lot about the guitar. I just play it. You know, like.
When did you pick up guitar? Did your dad really push that on you, or were you just like all about it?
No, I mean, I grew up watching my dad play, but and he bought me a guitar when I was probably about 10, or my mother bought it for me, and I didn't pick it up till I was about 13, and I heard the song "Message in a Bottle" from the Police, and
really?
I just decided I just thought that riff was so cool when I was a little kid, and I asked my dad to teach it to me, and he said, I think you gotta a little ways to go before you're gonna play that. But you know, yeah, I mean, it kind of found me, I guess. You know, even though my dad played it, it wasn't something that I grew up thinking I was going to do.
Did you play any other instruments?
I mean, I can mess around with different ones, you know.
That's just what you gravitated towards. You picked it up and it made sense.
Yeah. I mean, I used to do some songwriting on the piano.
No.
I can't really play the piano, but I can press chords, and you know, I used to do multi-tracking, where I play the drums, bass, piano, or guitar, or whatever else the song needed.
It's a good way to write, especially if you're a solo kind of actor, whatever. You can get an idea of songs and give it to people and be like, this is what I'm kind of wanting to play.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I've always kind of stuck with the guitar, you know. That's just what I'm good at. I put a lot of time into learning it, and I just didn't have any more time to learn a different instrument, you know.
Well, Jonny, thanks so much for coming by and playing for us today, taking a little time to do an interview. We're going to have this video up very soon for the viewers. So, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you, man.
Promotion, Johnny Monster Band, here in the Promotion Studios. That's it, right?
Live in the stew.
Promotion live sessions.
Huh. Promotion live sessions, right in the stew. All right.
Right on. Good job.
Tell
Good job,
me that
guys.
Cooter made the camera frame.
That's all I ask.
You're just a surrounded appearances to be left out.
First one.
Awesome.
Cooter.
Cooter. You're great.